My girlfriend spent $8,000 on my brother. She didn't know I had the receipts. I'm staring at $8,247.83 worth of receipts spread across my kitchen table like evidence in a murder case, and honestly, that's exactly what this feels like, the murder of everything I thought I knew about my life. The latest receipt is still warm from the printer, Gucci store, Beverly Hills. March 15, 2024. Men's leather jacket, $2, 400, purchased on our joint credit card while I was at my dad's funeral. While I was picking out a casket, Sarah was picking out designer leather for my 22-year-old brother Jake. My hands are shaking as I arrange them in chronological order. It started small 8 months ago, $67 at some trendy restaurant downtown. Then $134 for what I assumed was groceries, but the receipt clearly says Morton Steakhouse, party of 2. When I asked Sarah about the charge, she smiled and said she grabbed lunch with her sister. Jake doesn't have a sister. The paper trail reads like a love story written in transactions. September, $89 for movie tickets and popcorn at the luxury theater with reclining seats. October, $456 for what she told me was helping your brother with textbooks, but was actually a shopping spree at Nordstrom. November, $234 for a fancy hotel room at the Marriott downtown, the same night she told me she was staying late at work for inventory. I remember that night. I ordered pizza and fell asleep watching Netflix, wondering why she wasn't answering her texts. December was when things escalated. $1,200 for his rent. $800 for Christmas gifts that never made it under our tree. $345 for a weekend getaway to Napa that she said was a work retreat. I found the hotel confirmation email in her deleted folder yesterday, 2 guests, king bed, couples massage package. The worst part isn't even the money, though watching our joint savings account drain for someone else's romance makes my stomach turn. It's the elaborate web of lies she constructed. Every fake smile when she'd hand me her phone to check if Jake texted about dinner plans. Every concerned conversation about his finances while she was secretly funding his entire lifestyle. Every time she rolled her eyes when I mentioned how he seemed to be living way above his means for a college student. I have no idea where he's getting money for all this stuff, she'd say, shaking her head. Kids these days are so irresponsible with credit cards. Kids these days. My brother was wearing a $300 sweater she bought him while she said it. I found the smoking gun this morning in the most mundane way possible. Our printer ran out of black ink, so I used our shared computer to print my tax documents in color. That's when I saw her recent printing history, boarding passes for 2 to San Francisco last weekend, when she told me she was visiting her sick aunt in Portland. Jake posted an Instagram story from Fisherman's Wharf that same Saturday. So I did what any reasonable person would do when their world implodes, I printed everything. Bank statements going back 10 months. Credit card transactions with timestamps and merchant details. Hotel confirmations. Restaurant receipts with clearly marked party of 2 orders. Screenshots of her text messages to me with timestamps that directly contradict her location data. Sarah thinks I'm an idiot. She thinks I just mindlessly approve her purchases and never look at our statements. She has no idea that I've been a forensic accountant's wet dream, documenting every lie with the precision of someone building a federal case. Her birthday party is in 6 days. The party I've been planning for 2 months, where both our families will be there. Where I was supposed to propose. Now I'm planning something entirely different. The engagement ring is still sitting in my sock drawer, mocking me every time I walk past the dresser. $4,200 for a princess-cut diamond that Sarah spent 3 months gushing over when we'd walk past the jewelry store at the mall. It's perfect, she'd say, pressing her nose against the glass. Simple but elegant. Classic. I bought it 6 weeks ago, the same week she charged $890 to our credit card for what she claimed was emergency car repairs. Turns out it was dinner for 2 at Nobu followed by front row tickets to see Jake's favorite band. I found the Ticketmaster confirmation buried in her email trash folder, right next to the Uber receipts showing rides from our apartment to his dorm and back at 2 a.m. The ring feels heavier now, like it's made of lead instead of platinum. I keep thinking about the sales associate's excited smile when I told her I was planning to propose at my girlfriend's birthday party. How romantic, she'd gushed. She's going to be so surprised. Surprised. Yeah, she's definitely going to be that. My phone buzzes with a text from Jake, *, can't wait for Sarah's party. She's been so good to me this year, really looking out for her future brother-in-law winking face, *. Future brother-in-law. The kid has balls, I'll give him that. I scroll up through our text history, looking for signs I missed. There, 3 weeks ago when I asked if he wanted to grab lunch, just the 2 of us. *, can't, got plans with Sarah. She's helping me pick out stuff for my dorm. *, at the time, I thought it was sweet that my girlfriend was bonding with my family. Now I know they were shopping for the $600 leather desk chair that appeared in his Instagram story the next day. Or last month when Mom asked why Jake always seemed to have money for expensive restaurants when she was sending him $200 a week for groceries. I defended him, said he was probably just budgeting better. The irony tastes like acid in my throat. I'm starting to piece together just how long they've been playing me. That weekend in January when Sarah had food poisoning and couldn't come to Dad's birthday dinner, Jake was mysteriously absent too, claiming he had to study for midterms. But there's a charge on our card for $340 at that new rooftop bar downtown, time-stamped exactly when we were all singing happy birthday without them. The manipulation goes deeper than money. She's been actively managing my relationship with Jake, creating opportunities for them to be alone while making it seem natural. Why don't you let Jake borrow the car this weekend? I can drive you to your work thing. Jake mentioned he needs help moving some furniture, but you hate that stuff, I'll go help him. Your brother seems stressed about school. Maybe I should check on him while you're at your conference. Every suggestion designed to sound caring, thoughtful. Every offer framed as her being the perfect girlfriend, so considerate of my family that she'd sacrifice her own time to help my little brother. I wonder how many times they laughed about it afterward. Did they high-five over $200 cocktails about how clueless I was? Did Jake joke about his generous big brother while Sarah paid for his dates with other girls using our money? Because that's the detail that's killing me the most. Scrolling through the receipts, it's clear some of these expenses are Jake spending my money on other people. The $450 dinner for four at that steakhouse. The $180 in movie tickets for a group. Sarah isn't just funding their affair, she's funding his entire social life. My phone rings. Sarah's contact photo fills the screen, a selfie of us from our anniversary trip to Hawaii last year, both of us grinning like idiots in love. I let it go to voicemail. The voicemail notification pops up immediately. I stare at it for a full minute before pressing play. Hey babe, just calling to confirm the catering for Saturday. The woman from Russo's wants to know if we're still doing the seafood platter or if we want to switch to. There's a pause, then muffled voices in the background. A male voice that sounds distinctly like Jake saying something I can't make out. Sorry, I'm at the library with Jake helping him study. Anyway, call me back about the catering, okay? Love you. The library. At 3:47 p.m. on a Wednesday. I check my banking app, there's a pending charge from Mercado Rosa, that expensive tapas place across town, timestamped 3:52 p.m. 5 minutes after she left me a voicemail claiming to be at the library. I screenshot the transaction and add it to my growing digital evidence folder. The folder is now 247 items deep. Photos, receipts, bank statements, location data, text message screenshots. It's organized by month with subcategories: restaurants, shopping, hotels, entertainment, and my personal favorite, lies, documented. The lies folder has 89 entries. My laptop chimes with a Google Calendar notification: Sarah's birthday party planning, final headcount. Right, I was supposed to confirm numbers with the venue today. 23 people coming to celebrate my girlfriend while she's across town spending my money on my brother at a restaurant that charges $34 for small plates. I scroll through the guest list I created weeks ago when I thought I was planning the perfect surprise party. Both sets of parents. Her sister flying in from Denver. Her college roommates. My best friend Marcus, who kept asking if I was nervous about proposing in front of everyone. My cousin Lisa, who helped me pick out Sarah's favorite flowers for the centerpieces. All these people who think they're coming to celebrate love. Marcus calls as I'm staring at the guest list. I almost don't answer, but I need to hear a sane voice right now. Dude, please tell me you didn't lose the ring, he says instead of hello. Because if you're calling to tell me you need help retracing your steps through every bar in the city. I didn't lose the ring. Good. Man, I still can't believe you're actually doing it. Sarah's going to lose her mind when you get down on one knee in front of everyone. Have you figured out the exact moment? Like, after the cake but before people start leaving? I close my eyes. Marcus spent 2 hours last week helping me choreograph the perfect proposal. We had it timed down to the minute. Right after the birthday toast, I was going to ask for everyone's attention and give a speech about finding my person, my partner, my best friend. About that, I start, then stop. How do you explain that the woman you were planning to marry has been systematically stealing from you to fund a relationship with your own brother? Oh. You're having second thoughts. Bro, that's normal. It's a big step, but you guys are solid. You've been talking about marrying her for like a year. Solid. We were solid while she was charging $1,200 spa weekends for her and Jake to our joint credit card. Solid while she was lying about her whereabouts and draining our savings account. Solid while she was probably laughing about what an idiot I was. Marcus, I say slowly, if someone betrayed you in the worst possible way, and you had definitive proof, and you could expose them in front of everyone they cared about, would you do it? Long pause. Jesus, what did Sarah do? Everything. She did everything. I tell Marcus I'll call him back and hang up before he can ask more questions. My throat feels raw, like I've been screaming, but I've barely spoken above a whisper all day. That's when I see it, a new charge on our credit card, pending from 20 minutes ago. $347.82 at Williams-Sonoma. I refresh the page twice, hoping it's a mistake, but there it is. She's shopping for kitchen equipment while I'm sitting here surrounded by evidence of her lies. My phone buzzes with a text from her, asterisk, picked up a surprise for the party. You're going to love it, face blowing a kiss, asterisk. A surprise. Bought with our money. For her birthday party. Where I was supposed to propose. The audacity is breathtaking. I'm scrolling through more receipts when I find something that makes my blood freeze. February 14th, Valentine's Day. I remember it perfectly because we stayed in, cooked dinner together, watched a movie. Sarah said she wanted something intimate and romantic, just the two of us. Except there's a charge from that same night, $1,200 at Tiffany & Company. I never got a gift from Tiffany. We made pasta and fell asleep watching Netflix. My hands are shaking as I dig deeper into that week's transactions. February 15th, $280 for roses from that high-end florist downtown. I didn't get roses. February 16th, $450 at La Bernardine for dinner for two. I ate leftover pasta while Sarah claimed she was working late on a project deadline. She bought my brother Valentine's Day gifts. With my money. While cooking me dinner and telling me how much she loved our quiet night together. I'm going to be sick. My phone rings again, this time it's Mom. I consider letting it go to voicemail, but she'll just keep calling until I answer. She's been so excited about Sarah's party, about how perfect Sarah is for me. Honey, I just wanted to confirm what time you need me there Saturday for setup, Mom says, and her voice is so warm and happy that it physically hurts. I'm bringing those little cream puffs Sarah loves, and I wanted to make sure they're fresh. Mom has been making those cream puffs from scratch, practicing the recipe for weeks because Sarah mentioned once that they reminded her of something her grandmother used to make. The same grandmother Sarah claims taught her the importance of family loyalty. Mom, I start, then stop. How do I tell my mother that the woman she's been treating like a daughter-in-law has been manipulating her youngest son? That every time she's asked why Jake seems so flush with cash lately, the answer was sitting at our dinner table nodding along with concern. You sound tired, sweetie. Are you getting enough sleep? I know planning a surprise party is stressful, but Sarah is going to be so touched. She was telling me last week how lucky she feels to have found such a thoughtful man. Thoughtful. Right. Mom, have you noticed anything different about Jake lately? Different how? He seems happy. Really happy, actually. More confident. And he's been so generous, he took your father and me to dinner at that fancy steakhouse last weekend. Insisted on paying. Said he wanted to treat us for once. The steakhouse. I checked my records, $3.40 charged to our card last Saturday night. Jake treated my parents to dinner with money Sarah stole from me. Where did he say he got the money? Oh, you know Jake. He said something about picking up extra shifts at his campus job and saving up. I was so proud of him for being responsible with money for once. Campus job. Jake works at the library 15 hours a week for $12 an hour. The math doesn't even come close to adding up. After I hang up with Mom, I sit in the silence of my apartment, our apartment, and try to figure out when everything went wrong. Was Sarah planning this from the beginning? Was I just a means to an end, a way to get close to Jake? Or did it develop naturally, two people falling for each other while systematically destroying the person who loved them both? I think about all the times Jake has been to our apartment in the past 8 months. All the times Sarah suggested he come over for dinner, or stay the night when he was too tired to drive back to campus. Was I making them dinner while they exchanged secret looks across my table? The thought makes me want to break something. Instead, I open my laptop and start typing an email with the subject line, Sarah's birthday party, important update. The cursor blinks at me, waiting. I delete the email draft. Whatever I'm going to do Saturday night needs to be perfect, and I'm too angry to think straight right now. My phone buzzes with a text from Jake, asterisk, hey bro, can I borrow $300? Textbook emergency. We'll pay you back next week I promise. Asterisk. The fucking audacity. I stare at the message for a full minute, then scroll up through our recent conversations. 3 weeks ago, asterisk, can you spot me $150 for groceries? Financial aid is late. Asterisk 2 weeks ago, asterisk, emergency car repair $200, I'm stranded. Asterisk last week, asterisk, can you Venmo me $100? I'll explain later. Asterisk. Every single request while Sarah was pumping thousands into his lifestyle through our joint account. He's been double dipping, getting money directly from me and getting Sarah to fund his life with my money. It's like some sick psychological experiment to see how much they can squeeze out of me. I screenshot his latest request and add it to my evidence folder, then type back, asterisk, sure thing. Venmo okay? Asterisk. His response is immediate, asterisk, you're the best. Love you man. Asterisk. Love you. Jesus Christ. I sent him exactly $300, then immediately screenshot the transaction. I want documented proof of every lie, every manipulation, every moment they thought I was too stupid to notice. While I'm in my Venmo history, I notice something that makes my stomach drop. Sarah has been Venmoing Jake money too, smaller amounts that wouldn't show up on our joint banking statements. $50 here, $75 there. Always with innocent captions like lunch money or gas. But when I add it up over the past 8 months, it's another $2,400. So the real total isn't $8,247. It's $10,647 that my girlfriend has funneled to my brother. Nearly $11,000. I'm calculating the math when Sarah's key turns in the front door. I quickly shuffle all the printed receipts into a manila folder and slide it under a stack of mail. Hey babe, she calls out, and I can hear shopping bags rustling. You'll never guess what I found for the party. She rounds the corner into the kitchen carrying 3 Williams-Sonoma bags and wearing the biggest smile. Her cheeks are flushed from excitement, and for a split second, she looks exactly like the woman I fell in love with. The woman I thought I was going to marry. What did you get? I ask, and I'm surprised by how normal my voice sounds. Okay, so I know we already have serving platters, but I saw these gorgeous ceramic ones that would be perfect for the appetizers. And they had these little dessert forks that match the ones your mom bought us for Christmas, so I grabbed a whole set. Oh, and cocktail napkins with this beautiful gold foil that'll look amazing with the flowers. She's unpacking items as she talks, completely oblivious to the fact that I know exactly how much she spent and where. Each piece probably costs more than most people's weekly grocery budget, but she's talking about it like she's describing a bargain hunt at Target. That sounds perfect, I lie. How much did it all cost? Oh, not too much. Maybe like $50 or $60. She waves her hand dismissively. I used the joint card. I hope that's okay. I know we're trying to be careful with the party budget. $50 or $60. The receipt I already saw says $347.82. Of course that's okay, I say. It's your party. She beams at me and stands on her tiptoes to kiss my cheek. You're amazing, you know that. I can't believe you've planned all of this for me. I don't deserve you. The irony is so thick I could choke on it. Where's Jake today? I ask casually. I texted him earlier but he didn't respond. Oh, he's probably studying. You know how he gets when midterms are coming up, completely focused. She's arranging the new serving platters as she talks, not making eye contact. Actually, I might swing by later with some coffee. Make sure he's eating real food instead of just surviving on energy drinks. There it is. Another lie, delivered so smoothly that if I didn't have receipts proving they spent the afternoon together at an expensive restaurant, I might actually believe her. That's thoughtful of you, I say. He's lucky to have such a caring future sister-in-law. She freezes for just a moment, so briefly I almost miss it, then continues organizing the serving platters. Well, family takes care of family, right? Right. Family takes care of family. Saturday can't come fast enough. The next morning, I wake up to find Sarah already gone. There's a note on the kitchen counter written in her careful handwriting, asterisk, gone to help Jake with his presentation for Professor Martinez's class. Back by dinner. Love you. S asterisk. Professor Martinez. I know all of Jake's professors because I helped him register for classes last semester. He's never mentioned anyone named Martinez. I check our joint account while my coffee brews. New charge, $89 at some boutique breakfast place in Jake's neighborhood, timestamped 43 minutes ago. The same neighborhood where, according to her note, she's helping with academic work at 8 a.m. My phone rings. It's my dad. Hey son, quick question about Saturday. Should I wear a tie? I know it's Sarah's birthday party, but I wasn't sure how formal you wanted it. Dad asking about dress code for the party where I was supposed to propose to the woman who's been stealing from me. The absurdity hits me like a physical weight. Just wear whatever you're comfortable in, Dad. Alright. And hey, I wanted to thank Sarah again for that bottle of wine she sent after the funeral. That 1987 Bordeaux must have cost her a fortune. Really thoughtful gesture. My blood turns to ice. What wine? The one that came with the card about how sorry she was for our loss. Beautiful handwriting. Said something about how Dad would have wanted us to have something special to remember him by. I never heard about any wine. Sarah never mentioned sending my family anything after my dad's funeral. But there it is in my banking records when I searched the dates, $340 at Premier Wine Merchants on March 16th, the day after the funeral. She bought my grieving father an expensive bottle of wine with my money and signed her own name to it. While I was planning the burial service and cleaning out Dad's house, she was playing the thoughtful girlfriend, earning points with my family using funds stolen from our joint account. That was really sweet of her, I manage. She's a keeper, that one. You better lock her down soon before someone else snatches her up. If only he knew someone already had. After Dad hangs up, I sit staring at the wine purchase receipt. It's not even about the money anymore, it's the calculated manipulation. She was building her reputation as the perfect girlfriend while systematically betraying me. Every thoughtful gesture, every family bonding moment, every reason my parents think she's the one was purchased with money she stole from me. My phone buzzes with a text from my cousin Lisa, asterisk, so excited for Saturday. Mom told me you're planning something special, winking face. Sarah has no idea how lucky she is. Asterisk. Something special. Right. I call Marcus back. Okay, you sounded weird yesterday, he says immediately. What's going on? And don't say nothing because I've known you for 15 years. So I tell him everything. The receipts, the lies, the systematic theft, Jake's involvement. Marcus listens in complete silence until I finish with yesterday's Williams-Sonoma incident. Holy shit, he finally says. $11,000. And your own brother. I have every receipt, every bank statement, every lie documented with timestamps. Jesus Christ. What are you going to do? That's the question that's been eating at me. I could cancel the party, confront them privately, break up and move on. The mature, reasonable approach. But there's something inside me that wants everyone to see exactly who Sarah really is. The same people she's been performing for, buying their affection with stolen money. I'm going to let her have her party, I say slowly. All of it. Right up until the moment she thinks she's getting everything she wants. Dude, that sounds like justice. Marcus is quiet for a long moment. Are you sure? Because once you blow this up publicly, there's no taking it back. I think about the engagement ring in my sock drawer. About my parents' excitement for their future daughter-in-law. About Jake wearing $2,400 jackets while asking me for textbook money. There's already no taking it back. Sarah comes home at 6:30 p.m. carrying takeout from that expensive sushi place she claims we can't afford. How did the presentation prep go? I ask. Oh, great. Jake's really getting the hang of Professor Martinez's requirements. She's unpacking California rolls and salmon nigiri like she didn't just spend $127 on dinner. I picked up sushi on the way home. Hope you don't mind that I used the joint card again, I was starving. Professor Martinez. She's sticking with the fictional professor story. That was thoughtful. How's Jake feeling about his midterms? Stressed, but he'll be fine. He's so smart, you know. Sometimes I think he doesn't give himself enough credit. Smart enough to steal $11,000 from his own brother, apparently. We eat dinner while she talks excitedly about party preparations, completely oblivious to the manila folder of evidence sitting 15 feet away in my desk drawer. She's even had the audacity to create a shared Pinterest board called Sarah's Perfect Day, with all the decorations and setup ideas I've been implementing. I still can't believe you planned all this, she says, reaching across the table to squeeze my hand. It's like a fairy tale. A fairy tale. Sure. 2 more days. 2 days before the party, I'm sitting in my car outside Jake's dorm at 6 a.m., watching. I know this makes me look unhinged, but I need to see it with my own eyes. All these months of receipts and bank statements feel abstract. I need the visual proof to make it real. At 6:43 a.m., Sarah's Toyota Camry pulls into the visitor parking. She sits in the car for 2 minutes, checking her makeup in the rearview mirror, before walking toward the east entrance. She's wearing the blue dress I bought her for our anniversary, the one she said made her feel beautiful and confident. At 7:15 a.m., they emerge together. Jake's wearing those $400 designer jeans she bought him, and they're walking close enough that their shoulders keep bumping. Not unusual for friends, except Sarah keeps touching his arm when she laughs, and Jake keeps looking at her like she's the only person in the world. They get coffee at the campus Starbucks, $23.47 charged to our joint card at 7:31 a.m., and sit at a corner table. I'm too far away to hear what they're saying, but their body language tells me everything I need to know. Sarah's leaning forward, playing with her hair. Jake's got that dopey grin he used to get in high school when he had a crush. At one point, she reaches across the table and wipes something off his bottom lip with her thumb. That's when I have to leave before I do something stupid. I'm driving home when my phone rings. It's Sarah. Good morning, sleepyhead. Her voice is bright, cheerful, completely normal. I went for an early workout and grabbed coffee after. Want me to bring you anything? Workout. Right. I'm good, thanks. See you at home. Love you. The ease with which she lies is genuinely impressive. No hesitation, no tells, just seamless fiction delivered like absolute truth. I wonder how long she's been this good at it, or if I just made it easy by trusting everything she said. When I get home, I find a package on our doorstep addressed to Sarah. The return label says, Victoria's Secret. I bring it inside and set it on the kitchen counter, then immediately check our joint credit card account. There it is, $347 charged to Victoria's Secret 3 days ago. Right after I told her the final guest count for her party. Sarah comes home 20 minutes later, still glowing from her workout. Oh good, my package came. She snatches it off the counter before I can blink. Just some boring stuff for work. Boring work stuff from Victoria's Secret. Sure. Actually, she continues, heading toward the bedroom, I need to run a few more errands today. Last minute party things. You don't mind, right? Of course not. Need any help? No, no. I want to keep some surprises for Saturday. She disappears into the bedroom with her package, then calls out, oh, and Jake might stop by later to help you move those tables from the garage. I told him around 3. Perfect. She's orchestrating alone time for me and Jake while she's out doing God knows what with our money. Jake shows up at exactly 3 p.m., and for the first time since I discovered everything, we're face to face without Sarah as a buffer. He looks good, healthier than I've seen him in years, wearing clothes that actually fit properly instead of his usual thrift store finds. Hey brother, he says, giving me one of those elaborate handshakes we invented when he was 12. Ready to move some furniture? Brother. The word hits differently now. We work in relative silence, carrying folding tables from the garage to my car. Jake keeps checking his phone, and I catch glimpses of text notifications from red heart. Heart emoji. In his contacts, my girlfriend is saved with a heart emoji. So, I say casually as we're loading the last table, how our class is going. Sarah mentioned she's been helping you with some presentation. Oh yeah, Professor Martinez's class is brutal. Sarah's been a lifesaver, honestly. He doesn't even hesitate with the lie. She's so smart, you know. Like, scary smart. You're lucky to have her. Lucky. That's one way to put it. She's definitely special, I agree. Hey, random question, where'd you get that jacket? The leather one you wore to dinner last week. Jake's hands freeze on the table edge for just a second. This old thing. Thrift store find. You know me, always hunting for bargains. Thrift store. A $2,400 Gucci jacket from a thrift store. You've got a good eye, I say. Looks expensive. Yeah, sometimes you get lucky. Lucky. There's that word again. We finish loading the car, and Jake checks his phone again. Another notification from red heart. I should probably head out, he says. Got to meet my study group. On a Thursday at 4 p.m. Yeah, we're cramming for this midterm. You know how it is. I know exactly how it is. After Jake leaves, I sit in my empty apartment and realize tomorrow is my last day of living this lie. Tomorrow night, I'll go to bed still pretending everything is normal. Saturday morning, I'll wake up and help Sarah get ready for her party, still playing the role of the devoted boyfriend. I'll watch her get dressed, probably in whatever she bought from Victoria's Secret with my money. I'll help her with her makeup and tell her she looks beautiful. And then, in front of everyone who matters to both of us, I'll burn it all down. My phone buzzes with a text from Sarah, running late. Don't wait up for dinner. Love you. I check our credit card app. Pending charge, $156 at that Italian place downtown. The same restaurant where Jake posted an Instagram story 2 hours ago featuring their famous tiramisu. 24 hours to go. I wake up Friday morning to find Sarah already in the shower, humming some song I don't recognize. Her phone is charging on her nightstand, and for the first time in 2 years, she forgot to take it with her to the bathroom. The screen lights up with a notification. Jake, can't wait for tonight. You sure he won't suspect anything? My blood turns to ice. Tonight? What the hell is happening tonight? I grab the phone, my hands shaking as I swipe up. It's locked, but the preview shows enough. Another message appears as I'm staring at the screen. Jake, the hotel room is perfect. Thank you for this early birthday gift, face blowing a kiss, Hotel room. Early birthday gift. The night before her party. I set the phone back exactly where I found it and force myself to breathe. The shower is still running, she's doing that thing where she conditions her hair for exactly 5 minutes. I have time. I grab my laptop and check our joint credit card account with trembling fingers. There it is, Grand Hyatt downtown, $289 for tonight's date. Charged yesterday at 2:47 p.m. while I was at work. They're spending tonight together. The night before her birthday party. The night before I was supposed to propose. The bathroom door opens and Sarah emerges in a cloud of steam, wrapped in a fluffy white robe I bought her last Christmas. Morning, baby. She kisses my cheek, and I can smell her expensive shampoo, the $40 stuff I thought was a ridiculous splurge until she convinced me it was an investment in healthy hair. Sleep okay? Like a baby, I lie. Any plans today? Oh, you know, just last-minute party prep. Actually, I might stay at Jessica's tonight. She wants to do the whole girls' night thing before the party. Monty Petus, face masks, the works. She's blow-drying her hair as she talks, not making eye contact. You don't mind having a bachelor night, do you? Jessica. Her college roommate who lives in Portland. Who I happen to know is in Thailand this month because she posts obsessively on Instagram about her backpacking trip. Sounds fun, I manage. Tell Jessica I said hi. Will do. The casual way she lies is almost artistic. If I didn't have concrete proof, I'd probably be touched that her friend wanted to pamper her before her big day. After Sarah leaves for work, I call Marcus. Dude, it's 7 a.m. This better be. They're spending tonight together. Jake and Sarah. At the Grand Hyatt. Silence. Then, Jesus. The night before her party. The night before I was supposed to propose. I'm pacing around my kitchen, staring at the stupid expensive serving platters she bought for tomorrow. She told me she's having a girls' night with Jessica, who's currently in Thailand. That's fucking bold. Even for them. Marcus, what if they're planning to run? What if tomorrow's party is just a cover, and they're going to disappear together? With what money? You control the accounts, right? I think about this. Sarah has access to our joint checking and savings, but her personal credit cards are maxed out, I know because I pay all our bills. Jake has maybe $300 to his name when he's not bleeding me dry. They'd need my money to run, I realize. Which means they're not going anywhere. Not yet. So what's the hotel about? The question hangs in the air. Maybe it's exactly what it looks like, one last night together before my girlfriend has to pretend to be surprised by a proposal that's never coming. Maybe they're planning their next move. Or maybe they're just so confident that I'm an idiot that they don't even care about hiding it anymore. I think they're celebrating, I say finally. Tomorrow, Sarah thinks she's getting everything she wants. The perfect party, the perfect proposal, the perfect life. And she gets to have it all while keeping Jake on the side. That's sociopathic. That's my girlfriend. My phone buzzes with a text from Sarah, forgot to mention, can you pick up the flowers tomorrow morning? Russo's florist, they'll be ready by 9 a.m. You're the best. Red heart, The flowers I ordered 6 weeks ago when I thought I was planning the happiest day of my girlfriend's life. The flowers that are going to sit on tables while I destroy her in front of everyone she's ever cared about. Of course. Love you too, I text back. At 6 p.m., I'm parked across the street from the Grand Hyatt, watching the valet stand. I know this is crazy. I know I already have all the evidence I need. But some sick part of me needs to see them walk into that hotel together. At 6:43 p.m., Jake's beat-up Honda Civic pulls up to the valet. He's wearing the $800 suit Sarah bought him last month, the one she told me was for a job interview. He hands his keys to the valet like he does this every day. At 7:15 p.m., Sarah arrives in her Toyota. She's changed clothes since this morning, now she's wearing a black dress I've never seen before. Probably the Victoria's Secret purchase from yesterday. She looks beautiful, radiant, like a woman going to meet her lover. They don't arrive together, but they don't need to. This is practiced, coordinated. How many times have they done this dance? I watch Jake wait in the lobby, pretending to check his phone. I watch Sarah walk in and accidentally bump into him. I watch them embrace like they haven't seen each other in weeks instead of hours. Then I watch them walk toward the elevators together, Sarah's hand resting on Jake's lower back in a gesture so intimate it makes my stomach turn. My phone buzzes. Sarah's contact photo fills the screen. Hey babe. Her voice is bright, happy. Just wanted to call and say I love you before girls' night gets too crazy. Jessica says hi. I can hear hotel elevator music in the background. Tell her I said hi back, I say. Have fun tonight. Love you so much. Tomorrow's going to be perfect. Tomorrow's going to be perfect. She has no idea how right she is. I hang up and sit in my car outside the hotel for another 20 minutes, watching their silhouettes move past the 8th floor window. Room 847, I can see it clearly from the parking garage across the street. The curtains are open, and every few minutes, one of them passes by the window. At one point, I see them both, Jake's hands on Sarah's waist, her arms around his neck. That's when I finally drive home. My apartment feels like a mausoleum. All of Sarah's things are here, her coffee mug in the sink, her book splayed open on the nightstand, her stupid expensive face cream on the bathroom counter. Evidence of a life we built together while she was systematically dismantling it behind my back. I pour myself 3 fingers of the bourbon Jake gave me for my birthday last year, probably bought with money Sarah funneled to him from our account, and call my mom. Sweetheart. I was just thinking about tomorrow. Are you nervous? Big day. Her voice is warm with excitement, and it makes my chest ache. Mom, do you remember when Jake started seeming more financially comfortable? Oh, I don't know. Maybe 6 months ago. 7. Why do you ask? 7 months. Right when the restaurant receipts started getting more frequent. He's just seemed different lately. More confident, I guess. Well, he's growing up. And having such a wonderful influence like Sarah around probably helps. She's been so good for this family, honey. The way she remembers everyone's birthdays, sends those thoughtful little gifts. Your father still talks about that wine she sent after Grandpa's funeral. Another gift I never knew about. I check my banking app while Mom talks, March 22nd, $180 at Premium Spirits and Wine. The day after my grandfather's funeral, when I was helping Mom clean out his house and Sarah was supposedly working late. She's very thoughtful, I manage. Oh. Before I forget, can you ask her where she got that beautiful scarf she wore to Easter dinner? I want to get one for your Aunt Carol's birthday. The cream-colored silk scarf that appeared in Sarah's closet after our tight-budget conversation in February. I find the receipt, $340 at Nordstrom, charged the same day she told me we needed to cut back on unnecessary spending. I'll ask her, I lie. After we hang up, I walk through our apartment cataloging Sarah's recent acquisitions. The $200 throw pillows that were on sale. The $150 candles that help with stress. The $89 picture frames that housed photos of us, photos that now look like evidence of an elaborate con job. My phone buzzes at 11:47 p.m. A text from Jake, thanks again for earlier. You're the best brother a guy could ask for. Earlier. When he helped me load tables while sexting my girlfriend. When he lied about his $2,400 jacket. When he stood in my garage, wearing clothes Sarah bought with my money, planning to spend the night with her in a hotel room I unknowingly paid for. I start typing, Jake, we need to talk. Then I delete it. Not yet. Tomorrow. At midnight, I open my laptop and create a new PowerPoint presentation. The title slide reads, Sarah's 26th birthday, a retrospective. I spend the next 4 hours building the most thorough, devastating presentation of my life. Slide 2, our relationship in numbers. Slide 3, joint account activity, March 2024. Slide 4, the Grand Hyatt receipt, March 22, 2024, 7:15 p.m. Each slide is a masterpiece of documentation. Bank statements with highlighted charges. Screenshots of her text lies with timestamps. Photos of Jake wearing the gifts she bought him. The hotel confirmation emails. The restaurant receipts for 2 when she claimed to be working late or helping friends. Slide 47, total theft, $11,847.23. Slide 48, location data versus stated whereabouts. Slide 49, the Victoria's Secret purchase, for Jake. The final slide is a photo of the engagement ring I was going to give her, with text that reads, "Some gifts aren't earned." By 4 a.m., I have a 67-slide presentation that reads like a federal investigation. Every lie, every theft, every betrayal documented with forensic precision. I save it to a flash drive and test it on my TV to make sure the projector setup works perfectly. Sarah comes home at 7:30 a.m., glowing like a woman who spent the night being thoroughly loved. She's wearing yesterday's clothes and carrying a small overnight bag, probably the alibi she would have used if I'd asked questions. "Morning," she chirps, heading straight for the shower. "Girls' night was amazing." Jessica sends her love. I watch her disappear into the bathroom, humming that same unknown song, completely unaware that in 12 hours, her entire world is going to collapse. "Can't wait for tonight," I call after her. The shower turns on, and I can hear her singing now. Happy, carefree, victorious. Let her enjoy it while it lasts. I spend the morning of Sarah's birthday party in a state of surreal calm, like the eye of a hurricane. Every detail feels hyper-focused, the way she hums while doing her makeup, the careful way she arranges her new Victoria's Secret lingerie in the drawer, the practiced innocence in her voice when she calls to confirm last-minute details with vendors. The flowers look perfect, I tell her after picking up the $400 arrangement from Russo's. White peonies and baby's breath, her favorite combination, chosen back when I thought I knew who she really was. "You're incredible," she says, standing on tiptoe to kiss my cheek. "I can't believe you pulled all this together." At 2 p.m., Marcus arrives early under the pretense of helping with setup, but really to talk me off the ledge one last time. "You sure about this?" he asks quietly while Sarah's upstairs getting ready. "Because once you hit play on that presentation, there's no undo button." I show him the final piece of evidence I discovered this morning, a charge for $127 at the jewelry store in Jake's neighborhood, timestamped yesterday at 4:30 p.m. While I was at work, thinking Sarah was doing party prep, she was buying Jake a gift. On her birthday weekend. "What kind of jewelry costs $127? Marcus asks. "The kind you give someone you're in love with." Sarah floats downstairs at 3:45 p.m. looking absolutely radiant. The black cocktail dress she's wearing is new, I find the receipt later, $289 at Bloomingdale's, and she styled her hair in those loose curls I used to love running my fingers through. She looks like a woman who has everything she wants. "Do I look okay?" she asks, spinning around in our living room. "You look perfect," I say, and mean it. She's never been more beautiful than she is right now, glowing with secrets and stolen happiness. The guests start arriving at 5 p.m. sharp. My parents, carrying the homemade cream puffs and wearing their best clothes. Sarah's sister Emma, who flew in from Denver specifically for this party. Our college friends, co-workers, cousins, everyone who's been rooting for us as a couple. Jake arrives at 5:30 p.m. wearing the $800 suit and a nervous smile. He hugs Sarah in greeting, and I catch the way his hand lingers on her lower back, the same gesture I witnessed through the hotel window last night. "Great party, man," he tells me, accepting a beer. "Sarah looks amazing. Doesn't she?" I agree. She had a wonderful night last night. Girls' night with Jessica really recharged her batteries. Something flickers across Jake's face, surprise, maybe, or guilt, but he recovers quickly. "Yeah, she mentioned that. Jessica's great." Jessica, who's posted 17 Instagram stories from a Thai beach in the past 24 hours. Jessica, who hasn't spoken to Sarah in 6 months according to their text history, which I accessed when she left her phone unlocked yesterday. The party unfolds exactly as I planned it 2 months ago. Cocktail hour with Sarah's favorite appetizers. The playlist I curated of our songs. The photo slideshow playing on the TV, images of our relationship that now look like documentation of an elaborate fraud. At 7:15 p.m., I notice Jake and Sarah having an intense whispered conversation by the kitchen. Sarah keeps glancing toward me, and Jake looks like he wants to bolt. When they separate, Sarah's cheeks are flushed and Jake immediately steps outside to take a call. "Everything okay?" I ask Sarah. "Perfect. Just coordinating some logistics with Jake about tomorrow." She brightens immediately, but there's something strained around her eyes. "He's helping me return some rental equipment." More lies, even now. Even at her own birthday party, surrounded by people celebrating her, she can't stop lying. At 8 p.m., I tap my knife against my wine glass and call for attention. The room quiets, faces turning toward me expectantly. Sarah moves to stand beside me, radiant and unsuspecting. "I want to thank everyone for being here tonight," I begin, my voice steady and clear. Sarah means the world to me, and seeing all the people who love her in one room is incredible. Sarah squeezes my hand, her eyes bright with anticipation. She thinks this is the moment. The proposal she's been expecting, orchestrated perfectly in front of everyone who matters. Before we do cake, I continue, I put together a little presentation about our relationship. A trip down memory lane, if you will. I reach for the projector remote, and Sarah's smile widens. "You didn't have to do that," she whispers, but she's glowing. "Oh," I say, meeting her eyes directly, "I really did." I press the remote, and the first slide fills the wall behind us, Sarah's 26th birthday, a retrospective. The cheerful font and bright colors make it look like any other birthday slideshow, and the room settles in with warm smiles. "I thought it would be fun to look back at our journey together," I say, advancing to slide 2. "Especially some of the financial milestones we've shared." The slide reads, "Our relationship in numbers," with cute little heart graphics. Sarah's still smiling, but I catch her shooting a confused glance at Jake, who's gone completely pale by the doorway. Click. Slide 3, joint account activity, recent highlights, with our bank routing number clearly visible at the top. Sarah's hand tightens on mine. Honey, maybe we should. Oh, but we're just getting to the good part, I say loudly enough for everyone to hear. Click. Slide 4 shows a receipt, Morton's Steakhouse, March 15th, $134.67. Party of 2. Below it, a screenshot of Sarah's text to me from that same day, working late tonight, don't wait up. The room is getting uncomfortable. My mom looks confused. Sarah's sister Emma is squinting at the screen, trying to process what she's seeing. This is a fun little game I like to call, Where Was Sarah Really? I announce cheerfully. Let's see how good everyone is at spotting patterns. Click. Slide 5, the Grand Hyatt Downtown, Room 847. March 21st, 2024. Total, $289. Sarah tries to grab the remote. Stop this right now. I hold it above my head. But we haven't gotten to your birthday present yet. Jake is edging toward the door, but Marcus, God bless him, has positioned himself there like a bouncer. Click. The next slide shows 3 photos side by side, Jake's Instagram story from yesterday featuring tiramisu at Romano's, a credit card charge for $156 at Romano's timestamped at 7:43 p.m., and Sarah's text to me from 7:45 p.m. saying she was studying late at the library with Jessica. Jessica. I call out to the room. Emma, didn't Jessica move to Portland last year? Emma nods slowly, her face dawning with horrified understanding. She's in Thailand this month. Sarah's face has gone from confused to panic to absolutely murderous. Turn it off. Now. But the best slides are still coming. I advance to a receipt from Tiffany & Company dated February 14th. Valentine's Day gifts are so romantic, don't you think? Though I have to admit, I was surprised when I never received anything from Tiffany. My father's voice cuts through the stunned silence. Son, what exactly is going on here? I look directly at Jake, who's pressed against the wall like a trapped animal. Why don't you ask Jake about his new jewelry? The $127 purchase from yesterday should still be fresh in his memory. Jake's hand instinctively goes to his pocket, and everyone notices. Sarah looks like she wants to disappear through the floor. Or better yet, I continue, clicking to the next slide showing their hotel check-in times from last night. We could talk about Sarah's interesting interpretation of girls' night. You're insane, Sarah hisses, but her voice is shaking. You're having some kind of breakdown. Am I? Click. The slide shows a perfectly organized spreadsheet, dates, amounts, locations, and Sarah's corresponding lies. The total at the bottom reads $11,847.23 in bold red numbers. Because I'm feeling pretty clear-headed right now. The room erupts. Emma gasps. My mother drops her wine glass. Sarah's coworker Janet audibly says, "Oh my God." Jake bolts for the door, but Marcus catches him by the shoulder. Sit down, Jake, Marcus says calmly. I think everyone would like to hear your side of this story. Sarah is backing away from me, shaking her head. This isn't what it looks like. You don't understand. Click. The final slide appears, a photo of the engagement ring I was supposed to give her tonight, with simple text below, some gifts have to be earned. The silence that follows is deafening. Then my mother's voice, small and broken, Sarah. Is this true? Sarah looks around the room at all the faces staring at her, people who loved her, trusted her, welcomed her into their families. Her mouth opens and closes like she's drowning. I can explain, she whispers. Please do, I say, setting down the remote and crossing my arms. We've got all night. The silence stretches for what feels like hours but is probably only 30 seconds. Sarah's eyes dart around the room like a cornered animal, landing on faces that have gone from celebratory to horrified. Her sister Emma looks like she might be sick. Sarah starts, then stops. Her hands are shaking. This is all taken out of context. Context. I nod thoughtfully. Okay, let's talk context. What's the context for spending my money on hotel rooms while telling me you're with friends? What's the context for buying my brother a $2,400 jacket while asking me to cut back on groceries? Jake finally speaks up from his position by the door. Dude, you don't understand. Jake. My father's voice cuts through the room like a blade. Don't say another word until you think very carefully about what comes next. Smart man, my father. He can see this is about to get much worse. Sarah seems to find some desperate reserve of composure. She straightens up, wipes her eyes, and faces the room. Yes, I helped Jake financially. Yes, I should have told you. But this, she gestures at the screen, this is a complete violation of privacy. Going through my personal transactions, stalking us, creating some psychotic presentation. Psychotic? I laugh, and it sounds harsh even to my own ears. Sarah, you stole almost $12,000 from our joint account to fund a relationship with my brother. But I'm the psychotic one for noticing. My cousin Lisa, who helped me pick out flowers for tonight, looks absolutely shell-shocked. Sarah, you said you were saving up for a house together. You asked me about real estate agents last month. We were saving for a house, Sarah says desperately. I was just. Jake was going through a rough patch, and family helps family. It was temporary. Temporary. I pull out my phone and open our banking app, projecting the screen onto the TV. Would you like to see today's charges? Because even this morning, while getting ready for this party, you managed to spend $89 at that cafe by Jake's dorm. The same cafe where you've had 17 separate charges in the past 2 months. Emma steps forward. Sarah, what the hell is going on? You told me you were in love with him. You said he was going to propose tonight. The room goes dead quiet. Sarah's face cycles through about 6 different emotions before landing on something that looks like rage. I am in love with him, she says, and for a moment I think she means me. Then she looks directly at Jake. Just not the right him. My mother's sharp intake of breath is audible across the room. My father actually takes a step back like he's been physically struck. Jake's face crumples. Sarah, don't. Don't what? It's over, Jake. Look around. It's completely over. Sarah's voice is getting louder, more desperate. You want the truth? Fine. I fell in love with Jake 6 months ago. But Jake doesn't have any money, and I'm not going to live in some shitty dorm room eating ramen for the rest of my life. The confession hits the room like a bomb. Several people gasp. Marcus actually whistles low under his breath. So you used me, I say quietly. You used me as a bank account to fund your actual relationship. I cared about you, Sarah says, and she actually sounds like she means it. But Jake and I, what we have is different. It's real. Jake looks like he wants to disappear entirely. Sarah, stop talking. Why? Because you're ashamed? Because you don't want everyone to know that you've been living off your brother's money while sleeping with his girlfriend? Sarah's completely unraveling now. You think any of this was sustainable? You think we could keep this going forever? The room is watching this like a car crash in slow motion. I realize Sarah isn't just confessing, she's having a complete breakdown. What was the endgame, Sarah? I ask. Marry me for financial security while keeping Jake as your real boyfriend? Or were you planning to divorce me and take half of everything? Her silence is answer enough. My father's voice cuts through the chaos like ice. Sarah, answer the question. Sarah's face has gone completely white except for 2 bright spots of red on her cheeks. She looks around the room one more time, taking in all the faces staring at her, people who welcomed her into their families, who trusted her, who were here to celebrate what they thought was a loving relationship. The endgame? She lets out a laugh that sounds more like a sob. The endgame was that I was supposed to fall back in love with you. This thing with Jake was supposed to be temporary, just until I figured out what I really wanted. Temporary, Jake repeats, and his voice cracks on the word. You said I was the one you wanted to be with. You are. But wanting something and being practical about it are 2 different things. Sarah whips around to face him. Did you think we were going to live on love and your campus library job? Did you think I was going to give up everything I built here for movie dates and shared ramen? The cruelty in her voice is stunning. Emma covers her mouth with her hand. My mother has gone completely silent, which is somehow worse than if she were crying. Jake's face transforms from confusion to devastation to something approaching rage. So what was last night? What was the hotel, the gifts, all of it? Last night was me trying to have both, Sarah says, and her honesty is brutal. Last night was me thinking I could keep you happy while securing my future. Marcus steps away from the door. This is insane. Sarah, do you hear yourself right now? She rounds on him. Don't you dare judge me, Marcus. You have no idea what it's like to build a life with someone and then realize you've fallen for the wrong person. The wrong person. I can't keep the bitterness out of my voice. Or just the person without money. Both. The word explodes out of her. Jake makes me feel alive in a way you never did. But he's 22 years old with no career prospects and a trust fund that consists of whatever his big brother gives him. Jake flinches like she slapped him. I never asked you for anything. You offered. I offered because I was trying to make it work. I was trying to turn you into someone I could actually build a life with. Sarah's voice is getting shrill. Do you know how much money I've spent trying to make you into boyfriend material? The clothes, the restaurants, teaching you how to order wine without looking like a college freshman. My cousin Lisa finds her voice. With his money. You spent his money trying to upgrade his brother. Sarah spins toward her. Yes. With his money. Because he has money and Jake doesn't, but Jake is the one who makes me laugh and makes me feel beautiful and actually listens when I talk instead of just waiting for his turn to speak about his stupid job. The attack on me should hurt more, but I'm almost impressed by how efficiently she's destroying every relationship in her life in real time. So the plan was what exactly? Emma's voice is deadly quiet. String them both along indefinitely. Use one for money and the other for emotional fulfillment. Sarah's composure finally cracks completely. The plan was to figure it out. The plan was to buy myself time to decide what kind of life I actually wanted. But then Jake started talking about transferring schools to be closer to me, and you, she points at me, started looking at engagement rings, and everything got complicated. I started looking at rings 4 months ago, I say slowly. Which means you've been playing both sides for 4 months, minimum. I was trying to choose. Jake's voice is barely audible. Choose what? Your meal ticket or your feelings? The question hangs in the air like smoke, and Sarah's silence stretches so long that people start shifting uncomfortably. Finally, she speaks. I was trying to choose between security and happiness. And I thought maybe I could have both. My mother's voice cuts through the toxic silence like a prayer. Sarah, honey, do you understand what you've done to this family? The gentle tone seems to break something fundamental in Sarah. She starts laughing, not the manic breakdown laugh from before, but something hollow and bitter. What I've done to this family. She wipes mascara streaks from her cheeks. Your precious little Jake has been living like a king off money that wasn't his. Your golden boy has been lying to you just as much as I have. Jake's head snaps up. Sarah, don't. Don't what? Tell them how you knew exactly where the money was coming from. How you helped me figure out which restaurants wouldn't show detailed receipts on the credit card statements. My blood turns to ice. What? Sarah's smile is vicious now, like she's decided if she's going down, she's taking Jake with her. You think this was all my idea? Jake's the one who suggested the hotel stays. Jake's the one who said we should use cash for anything traceable. Your baby brother is a lot smarter than any of you give him credit for. Jake's face goes ashen. That's not. I never told you to steal from him. No, you just told me how to steal better. Sarah's voice drips with false sweetness. Remember that night in February when you explained how he never checks the smaller charges? How he just pays the credit card bill without reading it? That was really helpful information, Jake. My father takes a step toward Jake, and I've never seen him look so disappointed. Jacob. Is this true? I didn't. Jake's voice cracks. I didn't know it would get this big. At first it was just small stuff, and Sarah said she'd pay it back. Small stuff like what? Marcus demands. Jake's shoulders slump into feet. Dinners. Movies. She said she wanted to take me nice places but didn't want you to feel weird about her spending money on your little brother. She said it was temporary, just until she could save up from her own account. My mother sits down heavily in the nearest chair. Oh, Jacob. But then it kept getting bigger. Jake continues miserably. The clothes, the trips. I told her we should stop, but she said it was fine, that you guys shared money anyway, so it didn't matter. Didn't matter. I can barely control my voice. My girlfriend was stealing from me to buy you designer clothes, and you thought it didn't matter. She said you were going to propose. She said once you were married, it would all be family money anyway. The room erupts again. Emma starts pacing like a caged animal. My father runs his hands through his hair, something he only does when he's beyond furious. Marcus just stares at Jake like he's never seen him before. So you both planned this, I say slowly. You both decided that my money was yours to spend. Sarah and Jake start talking at the same time, pointing fingers and contradicting each other. Their coordinated lies are falling apart in real time, and watching them turn on each other should feel like justice. Instead, it just feels empty. Enough. My father's voice booms across the room, and everyone goes silent. Sarah, you need to leave. Now. This is my apartment too, she says weakly. No, I say, my voice steady for the first time tonight. It's not. Your name isn't on the lease. Your name isn't on any of our accounts anymore as of this morning. I removed you from everything. The color drains from her face. You can't just kick me out. I live here. I pull out my phone and show her the screen. Bank of America confirms, Sarah Mitchell removed from all joint accounts as of 9:47 a.m. today. Authorized user status revoked on all credit cards as of 10:15 a.m. The timing isn't accidental. I did it all this morning, while she was in the shower humming songs about her perfect night with Jake. All my things are here, she whispers. I'll have them packed and ready for pickup tomorrow, I say. Tonight, you leave. She looks around the room one final time, searching for an ally, but finds only disgusted faces staring back at her. This isn't over, she says, grabbing her purse. Yeah, I reply, it really is. Sarah stops at the door, her hand on the handle, and turns back one final time. You know what the really pathetic part is? I did love you once. Before I knew how boring you actually were. Yeah. I walk over to my desk and pull out the manila folder I've been saving. Well, I loved you too. Before I knew you were a thief. I hand her a thick stack of papers. Consider this your parting gift. Sarah's hands shake as she flips through the pages. What is this? Copies of every receipt, every bank statement, every transaction. All organized by date with a summary page calculating interest and fees. I smile for the first time tonight, and it feels genuine. I'm giving you exactly 72 hours to return every penny of the $11,847.23 you stole, plus the $1,200 in overdraft fees your spending spree cost me. You can't be serious. Dead serious. 72 hours, or I file charges for felony theft. Marcus here is a paralegal, he helped me research the criminal penalties for this amount in our state. I nod toward my best friend. Turns out it's 2 to 7 years since you crossed the felony threshold. Jake's voice cracks from across the room. Dude, you can't send her to prison. Watch me. I don't take my eyes off Sarah. Oh, and Jake. That $300 you borrowed yesterday for textbooks. You've got 72 hours for that too. Plus the $2,400 you've taken directly from me over the past 6 months while Sarah was funding your lifestyle with stolen money. My mother stands up slowly. Jacob, you're going to pay back every cent. Even if I have to get a second job to cover it. Mom, you don't need to. Yes, I do. Her voice is steel. Because I raised you better than this, and clearly I failed somewhere along the way. Sarah is still staring at the papers like they might burst into flames. I don't have $12,000. Then you better start figuring it out. I check my watch. It's currently 9:23 p.m. on Saturday, March 23rd. You have until 9:23 p.m. on Tuesday, March 26th. That's impossible. You managed to spend it in 8 months. You can figure out how to return it in 3 days. I walk to the door and open it. Emma, you might want to think about whether you co-signed anything for your sister lately. Because after Tuesday, this becomes a criminal matter. Emma's face goes white. The credit card. Oh God, Sarah, you said you needed a cosigner for emergencies. How much? I ask. $15,000 limit. Sarah bolts. No goodbye, no final words, just a dead sprint toward the elevator like the building is on fire. Jake starts to follow her, but my father catches his arm. You're going home with us tonight. We need to have a very long conversation about consequences. As the room slowly empties, people mumbling awkward goodbyes and promises to call later, Marcus helps me clean up the abandoned drinks and uneaten cake. You know she won't be able to pay it back, he says quietly. I know. I'm packing up the projector, feeling strangely calm. But she'll try, which means she'll have to call her parents, explain to her boss why she needs an advance, maybe sell some of those designer clothes she bought with my money. And if she doesn't? I look at the engagement ring sitting on my kitchen counter, the ring I was supposed to give her 2 hours ago. Then on Wednesday morning, I file charges and let the legal system handle it. Marcus grins. Remind me never to steal from you. Noted. I pick up the ring and drop it back in its box. Looks like I'll be returning this tomorrow. What about Jake? I think about my little brother, who's currently getting the lecture of his lifetime from our parents in the hallway. Jake will figure it out. He's young and stupid, but he's not a sociopath. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number, asterisk, this is Emma. Sarah's maxed out the cosigned card. $14,847 as of an hour ago. I'm pressing charges too. Asterisk. I show the text to Marcus, who lets out a low whistle. Well, he says, looks like Sarah's about to learn some very expensive lessons about consequences. I look around my apartment, our apartment until tonight, and realize how quiet it is without her constant chatter and lies. For the first time in months, the silence feels peaceful instead of suspicious. My phone buzzes again. This time it's my mom, asterisk, come for dinner tomorrow. We need to talk as a family. And honey, I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. Asterisk. I smile and start planning my Sunday. First, return the engagement ring. Then groceries for one. Then maybe I'll change the locks. After all, I've got my whole life to figure out, and for the first time in 8 months, I get to do it honestly.